Good morning. It is
Good
Saturday, April
morning.
25th, and it's about 9 o'clock in the morning here in California, 11 o'clock somewhere in
In Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, we're in Houston.
Yeah.
Houston, go Stros.
Okay.
They always supporting Stros. And this is episode 7. We've been
Episode
on for
7.
7 weeks. 7 weeks.
No, it's been maybe like 5 weeks or 4, or what? Yeah, maybe 4. Because we did like doubles on
Oh,
Saturday.
that's right. Okay.
Yep. Today's all about transitions, but
Transition.
specifically, what type of transitions would you say, Grace?
Like life, relationships, moving, work. Yes,
Work,
let's
work.
do. Yes, always work.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, my first question for you today is, can you take me back to a moment when you realized a major change was coming and what it was like?
When I had my first kid,
Okay.
it was just like, I don't even know what's going to happen. I know I wasn't going to work, and I was not used to not working. And I was having issues with my paternal side, we'll say, all at the same time, right before I had my son. I just didn't know what was going to happen. And at the time, I stopped working at 6 months pregnant. I don't know why I did that
It was the right choice.
at the time. Yeah, because I thought maybe I don't want to be stressed out. Like, it's my first, I don't know what I'm doing. And then when he was born, oh my God, it was really tough. I thought I was going to get like the support my dad got when we were kids. I thought that
Mm-hmm.
my dad was going to help more willingly, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. So asking for help in that way was like pulling teeth coming our direction for him to come
Mm-hmm.
to us. But
Mm-hmm.
it's okay if we go to him like 20 minutes out. But it's if anyone has babies knows that it takes forever to pack. It takes forever because you have to make sure the baby's good. You got to make sure you have everything, diapers, formula, extra stuff, who knows what.
Photos.
And
Mm-hmm.
just even and as a postpartum mom, you, if anyone remembers, it's you're not even there. Your body is so different. It's like you're not you. And so for us to go to him at the time was very taxing, just to go to lunch and a movie with me and my husband. So it was just like, if you want to be, for future grandparents out there, like that's including us. So this is
Yeah.
just take note. If you want to be involved in your grandchildren's life, you as a grandparent need to ask if the parents need help. Can I do anything for you? Is there anything I can do? Do you want me to drop anything off? I'm on my way to the grocery store. The first
Mm-hmm.
year of having a child, like it's their responsibility for them to continue that relationship, not the parent of the child, because usually they don't want to ask for help but as a grandparent, if you want to continue to have a relationship with your grandchild, it's up to you. Be that grandparent who's involved. If you're not a hands-on type of grandparent, help in other ways. You can pay for things, right? You can drop things off. You can buy the food and drop it off.
You don't even have to drop it off. And these days, you can just ship it.
You can order it and have it delivered, exactly. Or you
Mm-hmm.
can send money. Like, you're not the type of the baby stuff. I get that. But there's other ways to help. Future grandparents, that's including me and Grace.
So while we're talking about that, let's also talk to the aunts and uncles who think they're like amazing at being an aunt and uncle. The most amazing part, when there's a baby, a newborn baby, just be willing to show up and help. Just go wash the dishes for the mom. She's tired. She doesn't want to wash those dishes. She's trying to take care of herself. She's trying to take care of the baby. She's probably trying to take care of the house. But in all things, especially with a new baby, something has to suffer. And it's never going to be the baby, but it will always be the mother in the house. So people who you have brand new nieces and nephews and you're excited and you want to be there and see the baby, it's not just the baby. Like people need help with things. If you can't go clean their house, send someone to clean the house for them. Shoot. I don't know. There was plenty of times when my youngest brother, I would show up and they would feel bad because I would just clean. I only cleaned because I knew she was tired, not because I didn't think she had a good house. but she was running her brand new business, taking care of her baby, and trying to manage the house and cook and clean for my brother. Can't do it all. It's impossible. I never feel like you are being a burden by asking for help. But if you don't ask for help, you other people who are part of the family just show up and do something nice.
Yeah. And like, also, not to sound like nitpicky, but like the mom only wants to hold the baby sometimes. Okay. So let her hold the baby. Like uncle, aunt, whoever you are, just let her hold the baby. Don't try to take it away from her because she's on mama bear era. Okay. We want to protect our babies.
Yeah, high
So
alert.
we want to hold our babies. So just let us hold our babies. Okay. And
Yes.
help with the laundry, fold, wipe the table down. There's external things that need to be done that are also important that she cannot do everything by herself. And daddy's work.
Mom is never going to be like, oh, no, I can do it by myself. She's not going to say that. She's also not going to be like, oh, yes, please do this for me.
Oh, but honestly, she can't do it by herself. But
Yeah.
she won't say that she can't because she doesn't want to
Right.
burden people. But it's supposed to be like a village helping the mom.
Yeah, whatever happened to the village?
I don't know. We
I'll
all
tell you
bought,
what happened.
we all bought single family homes. That's what happened. Okay. So there's no like
Yes.
mother-in-law suite. There's no grandparents live on this section or aunts can stay
Mhm.
here. No, there's none of that.
Remember when everybody used to live close to the street? I
That's
grew
all
up across the
do.
street from my grandparents. My Aunt Haley lived across the street. So everybody was always keeping an eye on me.
Yeah.
Even when we moved into like away from the family, I was still at my Aunt Melissa's house all the time. So my village was always there to get on to me. I needed all that.
Yeah. When we moved here in 1990, we moved in with my aunt and her 2 kids.
So the major transition was coming was knowing that once I finished the course, I've been losing my job. And I've been looking forward to leaving this job for a long time. When I say a long time, like 5 years, a long time. I didn't really have a plan until 7 months ago. And now I have this plan and I will not even, I'm going to be extremely transparent. Knowing that I'm on my last 9 working days. The real truth is that I haven't wanted to work for this company for 5 years. And knowing that I haven't wanted to work for this company for 5 years, I wanted to leave. I took this job thinking something was going to change or going to improve. And there was improvement. But now looking back, I just didn't know what to do. Like, where was I going to go? What was going to be the next step? Because I needed to be able to pay the bills. So that's why I just went to a different position. And now I'm knowing that, okay, I'm going to leave the company. I have been so nervous. Almost like all the fears are coming up, right? And, but what if you don't? So a lot of times I've said, but what if I do? Exactly. On my computer, I have stickies that say, what if I do succeed? What does that look like? Honestly, it's funny because like I've been dreaming up what it looks like. And it is the house that I want. It is being able to travel to see my friends that are now all over the world, literally. And just being free from, and when people are like, oh, what are you going to do next? And I'm like, I'm going to do remote sales. Yeah. I'm like, first I'm going on vacation to Italy. That's my first stop. Yeah. I'm super excited about that. Yeah. I have 17 days until I get on the plane. And I'm so excited. I can barely stand it. And at the same time, people are like, are you nervous? And I'm like, no, not nervous. Not nervous. Yeah, I'm excited. There's so many things happening at one time right now that I'm really not even sure my brain fully comprehends how much change is happening. And knowing that I'm ending one thing and moving into the next, it's scary. It's youth stress, which is the good stress, but also it's scary, right?
Because it's so fast.
Yeah,
Like
it is. It's happening real fast. And then I bought my car last year, so it's brand new. And I keep like reframing myself. But what happens when you're able to pay it off? And there's no more car notes. What happens when you don't have to think about how much money is in the bank because the money is just there now? What happens when you realize you broke all the generational curses that came with money? What happens when you no longer feel, oh, I have to go to work and do this thing. And so it's like the last 15 days have been nothing but reframing. It's been a little bit nerve wracking in the sense that I've been checked out of work, like regular work and the community. I feel like I've been lacking in the community. I barely keep up with you in our other little chat that we have. I'm not talking to anybody on in my phone, unless it's like in the top group that I normally talk to, then I'm not talking to anyone. Yeah. So that's what I'm not. And so the follow-up question to this was going to be, or it is, how would you describe yourself before the transition versus who you are now? The person I was before was very reliant on being good at what she did at work, like being so good at what I did that I did it with my eyes closed, basically, right? Like I managed whatever. My favorite job was being the executive admin. I was so good at it. I spent most of my day playing on my phone. That's how good I was at what I did. And I really liked all the praise that came with it. Like, oh man, yes. And I'd be like, no, I try to be modest. No, I'll just do my job. But really, on the inside, I was like, yes, I know I'm the best.
Of course. I mean,
And now it's like, I can't, my goal is to one day be as awesome as Tosh and Brooke. That's my goal. That's a good goal to have, I think. But yeah, but it's me, exactly.
yeah.
And to be able to be like, these were my coaches. They taught me everything,
I know.
right?
We
And when you have a
everybody's
mentor
getting
like that, yeah, exactly.
in every
And then
family.
yeah, and then I can also be like, and these are the friends that came with me. So it's one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
My turn. Like, should I use my old story or like a different story?
No, just your old story or like what transition looks like now versus where you live.
Okay, so I'll just close out my story, my old story, and just jump to the new one really.
Yeah.
So when I had my first son, okay, I had to learn how to be like really patient with myself. I think I had postpartum depression, didn't know it, but at the time I was like lying to myself, like, nah, I'm good. But other than that, I had to like let go of my working Felicia life and to rely heavily on my husband. But we weren't even married at the time. On my
baby Maddie.
yeah, he's my baby daddy.
Okay.
So that was really hard because as a very independent woman, to just rely heavily on a man is tough to be. But anyway, I did it. It taught me how to be more patient. I really knew my kid, my baby. So it's like my husband had to ask me for like, how do I do this? How do I do that? So motherhood gives you a different journey, right? And then, yeah, I have my second kid now. And then I started the program late June. Started shipping those in late June. Didn't really do much until August. And so for me, I started my inner work like years ago, but like in little bits, you know what I mean? Not here, little there. And I knew I did some work because of some of the responses in the community that were struggling and that were going through the things that I had already gone through. And okay, all right, we're all in a similar path, but it's like you look back and, oh, okay, I wouldn't have freaked out like that. But everyone's story is different, but it's all relatively the same and similar. I'm trying to get to a point here, and I'm okay. So I guess what I'm saying is the inner work never stops, but you do see improvement along the way. And you think let's say you think you overcome this, you think you, but you really haven't, because let's say you leveled up and then you gotta do the inner work again. So it never ends. And for me, I think the biggest thing for me that I feel like I'm not as impulsive when I'm more like like when something happens, I have to like pause for a second and okay, I can control how I respond, but then because I'm usually impulsive when I react to something, so I just, especially when close people that you live with, right? And I notice I'm not as impulsive. I'm like, because I know I'm changing internally. I know there's like mindset shifts. I know there's like aha moments. I know, but nobody sees that. And nobody sees you changing, quote unquote, person. But,
Oh yeah.
and so I'm like, okay, I am, and I am listening. I'm paying more attention. And maybe that has something to do with getting more sleep because I had been getting more sleep because the baby
Oh,
is getting more sleep. So he's
okay.
sleeping at night. So I think that has a little bit something to do with it because sleep matters.
Yeah. And
So I would say that. I would say I've changed in that way. I would say, yeah, I would say that I'm more, what do you call it? I take time and I just think about
intentional.
things for, give it 2 seconds to breathe before I even
Mhm.
say anything. And yeah, I would say that for now.
What was the hardest day or moment in the middle of all of this?
For me, there's no moments because I have a 9 month. So it was just, so for me, for example, in March, I was doing the challenge and I couldn't do the assignments. That had to be like later, that had to wait. And because I started doing a lot more social and being a mom and doing the challenge, so I couldn't do everything. So I had to choose for temporary. It had to go in the back seat for a while. Change an aha moment or so would be like, yeah, I can do things even though I'm a mom with very young children. I can still do things and keep up. I may not be able to do everything all at once, but I can still keep up in a sense. Like, and also during this whole journey of being in the training program, I learned, like all the other ladies, there's no right time to do something. People come in here pregnant, getting divorced, or they get breakup during or after, or they get jobs in the middle of the program. For me, like doing the role plays, I always thought I had to wait till the weekend or the evening, but I'm like, no, F it. I could do it with the babies. I could do it when they're home. I can do it with them running around in the background.
So for me, in the middle of all this, the toughest part was doing my RPP. And if it wasn't for you, I would not have ever submitted it. I was probably still be working on getting it done, honestly, because it felt like every time I would get closer to the finish line, I think I said this in one of ours. Maybe I didn't say it in a recording, but I think I've said this to you. I feel like I've been running a marathon for so long, but at a sprint pace. And at that sprint pace, I'm like, there's crossing the finish line, crossing the finish line. I'm just so tired. And I start getting in my head about things and I just start being like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can. This is why I have on my computer right here, this little sticky. What if you do succeed and what does that look like? As my reminder that it's all about your mindset. And if I don't keep that together, then these other emotions that I'm not going to say they're suppressed because how do you combat fear? And I've heard so many times in the community is action is what combats fear. Just doing it, like just doing it. And I've never felt so comfortable with anyone that I could just, hey, I want to do a podcast. I've only ever said that to one other person that I trusted extreme, but you always have given me a safe space. So the hard play, my most difficult hard spaces, you've been there. And I'm like, there's days I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just going to quit. Like, I want to quit. There was a point in time I wanted to quit life before I joined this program. I'm like, can I go now?
Can I just go
You know?
somewhere where I'm not a mom and
Yeah.
a freaking wife for a minute?
Yeah. There's been days where I'm like, I am on my own nerves. I don't even like me today. I can't even get away from me. But because it's like the process, everyone wants to skip the process. Oh God, I want to skip the process. I'm not even going to pretend like I've wanted to skip the process lots of times just to be at the finish line, get in my medal. It really is because it refines all your skills. I am about to have the most dream life, happy fairy tale life I have only ever dreamed about since I was a kid. And it all started in February. And I've been working so hard to try to balance, keep everything nice and balanced and myself in harmony with what I'm doing. And now I'm just like, I am 17 days away, or yeah, I'm 17 days away from hopping on a plane and going to Italy. And the outcome of that, all this I've been planting my seeds all this time will finally come to the, it'll be time to harvest come September. So I just want to thank you for always being there, because in my heart space, you've been there where it's been difficult, or like the hardest day, like I said, was through my RPP and submitting it.
I know I could have done better, but you did it.
I did. Had I just known that dang closing, if I could have just knew the pitch, if I could have been comfortable with the pitch, I would have done much better. But it's fine. Okay. Did you ever feel like you weren't allowed to feel a certain way about all of this? Any transition, whether it be emotional or mental or just a growth place, did you ever feel like you weren't allowed to feel a certain way about?
In my stage of life where I'm at now, wait, I never felt like I couldn't, because I'm not around negative Nancy's. I allow myself to dream, but also be patient, because I am a mom, a stay-at-home mom specifically. I work around my husband's schedule, so that was, I have to be patient with myself. I have to be patient of like where I'm at in life, even though I want to do things so fast in my mind. My youngest is 9 months. He'll be 10 months, actually 10 months and 2 days.
Oh,
So he's growing slowly. And so he's my she sells baby. So however long how old he is, that's how long I've been in the program. But I do think about possibilities, and I have to keep that in the front. And so another reason why I am on social a lot is because, first of all, I'm a Leo. That's just my way of holding myself accountable while I'm on this journey as well. That's one of the main reasons, I would say top 3 reasons why I'm on here in the first place. So I'm just going to do it on social. And whoever's going to listen, watch it, you're more than welcome. So any of you know that I have many different sides to myself, and this is a way for me to express that and to help and give value at the same time. Now I'm speaking from like a observer, I guess you would say. I know all of us are transitioning. I know all of us are going through things emotionally. Let's say family doesn't really understand or doesn't really agree or thinks it's like something else. And you have to be delusional, delulu, in order for us to move forward and to actually believe that it's going to work. Sometimes it's just the belief is just going to get us through the next day. So what was the question?
I don't think the question was, do you ever feel like you weren't allowed to feel a certain way? I have always just suppressed my feelings since I was a kid. And I wasn't allowed to, it's not that I wasn't allowed to cry. It's just, ultimately that's what it was. Like, don't cry, I'll give you something to cry for. And when I would get real angry, I would cry. When I'd feel like I was being given unjust yellings or spankings or anything, I had something to say. And it's funny because my family, I went and seen a Reiki a couple of weeks ago, and the Reiki said, "Who took your voice away from you?" Because my throat chakra was closed. She did a whole reading and my throat chakra was closed. And so she asked me, "Who took your voice?" And I was like, "Oh, my family. They used to tell me, stop talking. You talk too much. Be quiet. You're rambling. You're babbling. Hush. Be quiet." Since I was a kid, I had the best imagination when I was a kid. I'd be outside talking to my pretend friends, but I didn't need anybody. I could just be alone. I'm that person. I don't mind being alone ever. I could go to the beach and have a great time all alone and not even talk to people, because I don't mind being alone. I think that's part of the Libra thing, though, because Libras need to have their quiet solitude to deal with themselves. We have a tendency to think. We like to think things through. And we like to live in our head. So even when you're like, hey, how's everything going? Yeah, we're good. We're going to tell you, yeah, we're good. We don't need your help. We don't need your help to help me through my feelings. I just need to be able to sit in the quiet and have my feelings and think about it. I do my best thinking when I'm alone.
Me too. That's how we
Yeah.
recharge. I guess you would call it recharge, but that's how we just recharge. But
Yeah.
I don't mind sitting in a cafe by myself as long as there's people around.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind that either.
I'm watching too.
Oh, I love that people watch.
Because I'm like, what's going on in the world? Does anybody have like other problems like worse than mine? Like,
have you ever been out in public, people watching it and seen like I don't know why, but I've seen drug deals go down and I've seen people like get into arguments. And I'm like,
yeah.
How entertaining.
I know, right? Then your life is, oh man, my life is like sweet.
Yeah. Like who showed up for you in unexpected ways?
Unannounced, I would say my mother-in-law, she shows up. But it's a good thing.
Yeah.
She shows up, always has something to give us, always like giving or wants to buy stuff for us. Like things that we need in the house or brings us eggs from her farm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was the eggs I was eating while I was pregnant with Kyron. So I was like, that's why he's so
Really?
Yeah, you guys too, like Fernanda, she's just
amazing.
She's so smart.
We need to have her back on.
Savvy. I was like, can you help me with this? Because I have no clue. I know a lot of things, but I don't know this. I don't know how to do this. And she's just whatever you want. I'm like, okay.
You and her and my friend Kasha. Man, I love that girl. I really do. She is, yes.
Yeah.
Tosh too. Tosh, she probably has no idea. Her little bit of communication with me is so big. I texted another day and told her, you're my hero. Like, for real.
You're
what? But Tosh is my hero. Like, for real. My hero. She helped to believe
how she looks at life. And she's so smart and so she can say how to explain things. And that is such a gift. Like how to like explain things the way that other people understand.
And she's so non-judgy. I love the fact that she's not judgmental at all. Like I know it can be misunderstood, but she's so plain. That's another thing I really love about her. She's so plain spoken. Like she's not, never does she say anything in a malicious manner. If anyone ever thought that she was being malicious, like probably just go check yourself because that's a you thing and not it's not a her thing, it's a you thing. And this is what I was going to say about Kasha. My friend Kasha, for real, and she will tell you this if you ever speak to her, she forced me to be her friend. And I'm the type of person like, because I wasn't trying to be friends with her.
How did she force you?
Okay, so in the beginning, when she first started working at the LaPorte building with me, she was the executive admin. I wasn't an executive admin at the time. I was a branch admin. So I was in the building for a certain department, but I was running the whole building pretty much by myself. And everybody thought that I was the office manager. I was not. I'm a leader. I don't need anyone to follow me in a sense. Like, I know this needs to be done. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to pick it up and run with it. That's right. Yeah. And I just do. And people were like all eyes on me all the time, even though I wasn't trying to be seen. I don't like to be seen. Honestly, that is inevitable. I don't try to be seen. That's what it is.
Don't need to
people just knows me. You're right. It's crazy.
It's going to follow you wherever you go anyway. So
yeah, it's that Leo energy. Yeah. So I was just doing my job pretty much. She started working at the building and I don't even know how she got my name. I don't know how a lot of people even knew who I was.
To each other.
Probably. Yeah. So she came over one day and she's standing at I'm working and she stands at my cubicle and she's like, hey, how are you doing out there? I said, is there something you need? She was like, I'm just coming to see how you're doing. I was like, I'm fine. I'm working. Anything else? And she was like, no. And then she's like leaning against my desk and like standing next to me. And I'm like, I said, Kasha, did you need something? And she said, no, I just came over here so you can be friends with me. And I was like, we work in the same building. That's pretty much it. And she went, okay. And she left. And then she came back another day and she was like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm working. And this went on a couple of times, but she warmed me up. And then she said, one day, she said that we were going to be friends. And I laughed. I just like, okay. And she said, oh no, I'm going to make you be my friend. And I went, Yeah,
Wow.
good luck with that. That was sad. She told me that I reminded her of an onion and her old self. So she wanted to be friends with me because she could see herself in me and she knew I needed a friend. And it's so crazy because I didn't even know I needed a friend at the time. So I provided her right before my aunt had her stroke and ended up in the hospital. And then she was there to support me through a terrible relationship. And she kept telling me, like, just stop dealing with this person. They're not good for you. They're always hurting you. And right now, she said the jury's still out on something else that I'm doing. And I love that she's like this. She's like, I don't care. The jury's still out. We're not sure about him. I'm like, gosh, and she was like, I don't care what you say. I know what happened last time. And I'm the one that got to pick up all of that and be there and love you and support you through healing in that area. No. She's like, you're my friend and I love you. Last night, she said, when I was over there, she was like, hey, Jason took dinner out for us tonight. Are you going to come? And I said, yeah. And so I was over there. We're having European dinner, or I call it European dinner because it was late. We were having dinner like at 9 o'clock at night. And but we had, none of us had ate all day. And the food was, man, he cooked so good.
Oh, he cooked.
And yeah, Jason does the cooking. Kasha cooks too, but dude, I told her, I wish I could die and come back as your dog. Like, she takes such good care of her dogs. Girl, I love her. Her dogs are amazing. And then on top of her dog being amazing, like the littlest one, she has clothes for it, which she feeds them from, which is the best dog food you could feed your dog. And then on top of that, she has like this little, I thought it was like dog treats. She was breaking up to put in the dog food. So I don't want to eat their dog food. I said, what's this? She goes, oh, this is just a probiotic. And I'm like, a probiotic for your dogs. So
These are babies.
they are. And like I said, the little one has a gang of pajamas. And she has 2 Labradoodles. And I love them. So there's Remy, Riley, and Ruby. And Ruby is the street dogs. She came from the streets and she's a little Yorkie and now she's 20 pounds. But if I could, these people, I love them and they're great, both of them.
So let me ask you a question. You can tell me as much as you want on here or tell me.
Okay.
What is significant about September?
Oh, my birthday, I'll be 43.
Okay. Is that the only thing?
No, there's more, but I'll tell you. I'll tell our audience later when it comes. What did no one tell you about this kind of change that you wish you would have known?
That the beginning of motherhood can be very lonely, like extremely lonely and isolating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For me, anyway.
Wow.
Because I'm not close to a lot of cousins that I have here. And so I think I'm like one of the youngest cousins. So a lot of my cousins are like 7 years older, 10 years older, and they've had kids already. I'm not close to them, so I'm not close to their kids. So we don't have that friendship, and I don't have a relationship with them in my adult life. For whatever reason, I guess could be religiously related because they're religious and I'm not. They still go to a specific church that I grew up in and I'm not. But for me, I thought my dad was really going to help me be there. He would say things like, oh, I can help him every day. I was like, no, you're not, because he just talk a lot and don't really back it up. So I didn't really believe him, and I was right. I would just say it's very isolating, and I didn't get the help that I thought I was going to get. But that is okay because my in-laws helped when they could, so I appreciated that a lot. Like my mother-in-law's sisters helped, like when we really needed it, like an overnight or going to lunch. Those once in a while things that we need a break. So I appreciated that. But yeah, how isolating it could be. And so it's you can find mom groups, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, I could, but then I would still. I just was not in the mood to be friendly.
Right?
So I'm not going to be fake. And just because we're moms, that doesn't mean we're going to get along. That's my whole thing. That's why the mom groups don't really agree with me. Anyway, so that was it. That was it for me.
for me? No, what did no one tell me about this kind of change that I wish I would have known? Okay, let me think. You know what? I'm very adventurous, very much a free spirit. So for me, people can tell me, you can tell me, you can give me advice, but I have to find out for myself. Absolutely have to figure it out on my own. I figured out life pretty much. My family, as much as my family was involved and they were there for me, they always allowed me to be me without, yes, they were judgmental in the sense that they wanted me to do the right things, but they never were like, hey, if I did wanted to do it a certain way, they're gonna let me do it that way so I could figure it out. Because the best way to learn is to just do it and get the experience and either bump your head or succeed.
Yeah. You'll get the feedback.
Very few, right. And very few times, I'm frozen. Very few times did I ever have a rescuer. So there's nothing anyone could have told me. I have to figure it out on my own. I have to. I don't, as a matter of fact, I prefer if people don't give me their opinions because I don't see things the way other people see things. I am a delusional AF. A fault almost. There was a time when I was really young. I had no job. I needed an apartment. Actually, it's not that I had no job. I had a job that I was getting paid under the table, and I was tinting windows. So I had no job.
You were tinting
right?
windows?
I used to tint windows, like
Yeah,
car
but
windows.
this takes skill.
I know. Yeah, and I could tint these kind of windows, like the glass windows in a building. I know how to tint those things.
Girl.
And I'm still friends with that lady. She's one of my mentors. Her name's Kenny Barnes. So she has a tint shop, or she had a tint shop here in town, in this awful town that I grew up in. She doesn't say that. It's really not awful. It's just my opinion of her place. Some people think this is the greatest land in the world, and we'll never leave it. But so I was learning how to tint windows. That I was doing that. She still let me drive her little Jimmy. But the whole thing is, I didn't have my own place. I was staying with a friend, and I didn't have my own place because I was living with who ended up being my husband. And we got into a place where it was like, we weren't working out, right?
Okay.
But anyway, I'm still married. So I moved out. And I went and stayed with a friend. And I said, I'll be here less than 90 days. And it was less than 90 days. But since I didn't have a job, they were like, how are you going to pay for the apartment? I was like, I'll pay for it. I didn't have the money to do a deposit. I didn't have the money to do a background check. For whatever reason, I was like, I'm going to this apartment and they're going to let me apply for the apartment with no money. And they did. So they did let me.
So what happened? How did you pay for it?
I didn't have to pay for it. I didn't, with no credit check, no background check, no nothing. I just told her, I said, look, I'm a single mom. I tint windows. I get paid under the table. I'll pay the rent every month. I promise. I just need you to give me a chance. This is where I ended up going. And this is the apartment that I got by being delusional that I was going to get this apartment. They let me lease a 1-bedroom apartment. I didn't have to pay the deposit to move in because it wasn't clean. I told her, don't worry about it. I'll clean it myself.
Okay. So
even if you clean it, I'm going to clean it. So I didn't have to pay the deposit. I only had to pay the $25 application fee to apply for the apartment.
Okay.
And then she was like, so first month's rent is going to be due on this day. And it was out of my price range, but I was still able to make the money because I trusted and I believed that God was going to give it to me and that the universe was going to allow it. And working for Kitty, I ended up making tips, tinting windows. And I asked her, what would I do with the tips? She said, they give you money, keep it short.
So that helped you pay for the apartment.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. And then people just, somebody gave me a TV, somebody gave me a bed, somebody gave me dishes. I mean, like a whole apartment full to the place that I ended up needing to get a bigger apartment because I didn't have space for anything.
How long were you?
Apartment, I was there for 6 months.
Okay.
I started out with blow-up furniture, ended up with actual furniture. Yeah. So I started off with blow-up furniture and Stacy's toys and no TV, no nothing.
Yeah.
But the universe and God provided because I was delusional that everything was, I live in delusion.
Yeah. It gave you a starting point.
It did, but it also reminds me that if I just trust and believe and I know and just get so serious that I'm going to succeed in this area, that it's going to come, it will come.
Not just you're delusional, but like you were working and taking action and making the money. And yeah, you got to do the work and believe that it's going to work out. Yeah.
All right. So for closing, let me ask you this. What does life look like on the other side of this transition? And what are you still figuring out?
It's not a matter of figuring out. It's just a matter of being patient and being in this sort of waiting period, I guess you would say, because of the time thing for me, like schedule wise, having a baby. The baby was not a baby anymore, but he's gonna be a toddler. Yeah, I think it's more like, for me, like I'm super in my feminine right now, like just taking the time, doing what I can, keep going, and putting my big sis hat on when it. So for me, it's just really taking advantage of where I'm at right now. And I think I am. For you, how is it for you?
Life looks like peaceful and straight up. I'm not feeling like I'm in prison because I've said for many months, I feel like I'm in prison, and to me, it doesn't matter where
You're
prison
about
is.
to
I
be
could
let
be,
go of prison.
yeah, I've been emancipated.
Parole. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah. Right now, I only have a few more
Technically.
days. Don't mess up.
Technically,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I only have a few more days, and I'm out of this. 10
Yeah.
10 more working days, and I'm out. I think I'm gonna take a sick day and go catch a day after the game on in town.
Yeah.
And what am I still figuring out is just being real honest with myself about
Yeah.
what are inner beliefs that are trying to come up that I've already broke up with, but they're coming back up because I'm taking the action to move into the next space, right? Because I believe these things, but fear says, do you actually believe these things? Do you actually trust yourself to be able to do this? Do you really? And that's why I keep saying, but what if I do succeed?
You're
And what does
brave.
that look like? Yeah. Okay. And the last question, and then we're done for the day. One thing you hope the listeners take away from our stories today.
Just finishing up, just going on the back of what you just said about trusting yourself. So everyone is in transition. I feel like everyone in our little circle group and,
Yeah.
and beyond that group. So the trust thing keeps popping up this whole week. I felt like, I think some of the coaches posted on it. I'm like, okay, it's something about April or May or whatever feels heavy right now for people because they're getting either certified or I don't know what it is. It's about this week or the coming week, and the trust thing keeps popping up. And for everyone or whoever cares to listen,
Okay.
if you want to make a huge, even like a small change, something in you first has to ground you to yourself. Okay. I don't know. I can't explain that in a minute, but you need to know who you are deep down. You can't let parents, friends say whatever they mean. Okay. So first of all, they mean because they don't know what you're going through. They think they know just because they were young once. And I agree to that in a sense. No one's going to live it for you. You got to live it. So you got to love yourself. You got to mother yourself. You got to trust that good things will happen. Okay? You deserve good things in your life, and you are taking action right now. And maybe that fear will seep in, but you got to be like, no, not today, fear. Okay? For example, when I was pregnant, I made sure that I was not stressed in a bad way. So you don't want to be stressed because the baby will feel it. The baby feels all your emotions. So in order for me to not be stressed, if I knew it was something, I was like, no, I closed the door. So that was like my mindset when I was pregnant. So take that as something you can do for you, because let's say you're closing the door on those negative beliefs that people are telling you, or even if you live at home, I get it. You have to go back home and you're doing this thing, you're learning this thing, and you're going to transition soon. Just know it's going to work out. You got to believe it, and you got to remind yourself that it's going to happen. So you need to ground yourself, go to yoga, go take a walk, go. The sun is your best friend at this time. Okay, we need the sun. Take advantage.
Okay.
I want people to know that they can change and improve and live that laptop lifestyle. Just because somebody in your circle has done it, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Other people on the internet are freaking doing it. So
I'm doing it.
Grace is doing it. She's quitting her job that she knew for such a long time.
Look, since I started She Sells, I've been in Texas and West Texas, California, Australia, and I'm about to go to Italy. All
in
through
1 year.
keeping up with my life. All in 1 year. Yeah, in 1 year's time.
No, less
September
than a
will be
year,
1 full
actually.
year.
What, in 9 months?
Oh yeah, yeah.
8
September
months,
7th.
7 months? I don't know.
September the 7th was the first day I had access, and April the 7th is when I took my test. So in
Wow.
7 months' time, I've
Wow.
been in Georgia, Texas, West Texas, Sydney, and Melbourne, and now I'm going to Italy, and I'm going to go to in Italy. I'm going to go to Venice, Florence, Rome, and Verona.
See? She's Delulu.
I am.
You can be
I am
Delulu
so
too.
delusional.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I want everyone to take away from our stories today, is just trust yourself. Felicia said, it's all about trusting, because the one thing that my mom's role mom told her was, if you don't put yourself first, nobody else is. And I promise, for 40 years, I lived a life doing everything that I thought my family wanted me to do to try to live up to the standard that they set. And even though I was happy, I wasn't actually happy. And whenever I got divorced, my grandmother, when she found out that I was getting divorced, she said, I would have never known y'all had problems. You're June fucking Cleaver, girl. And I was like, why would I tell y'all that we're having problems? But I was unhappy. But I got married because everyone told me I needed to be married. You need to be married. You have a kid. You should be married. You need to settle down. You need to do this. And if I would have just did it my way, there would have been some things that I did differently. But I also wanted to fit in the box that I thought I was supposed to be in. And so now I'm just like, I'm just going to be delusional and live my life. Like, I love my daughter, but if she doesn't talk to me, I'm not going to be like, hey, why aren't you talking to me? She's trying to be grown and live her life. She got things going on too.
The thing with it is that we want to belong. That's why we want to conform. We want to belong. But because we're humans, we want community. We don't want to be alone.
Naturally.
So that's why we want to belong and conform and follow the directions.
Live your life.
You guys, don't be afraid to step out of the norm. Don't be afraid, because you don't want to regret it when you're 40, 50, 60. Regret is the hardest thing to live with. If you want to take a chance and it's only you, save up the money. Save up the money to invest in yourself. Save up the money to go on the trip. Just be patient with yourself. Hang around with people that lift you up, or consume information that lifts you up.
Go into the rooms that you don't think that you belong in with people that are smarter than you, and you can learn from them. That's so important. Like, most of my mentors were like 20, 30 years older than me. And I'm so thankful, because it really gave me a different view. Like Kitty, I was in my early 20s. She was in her 40s.
I would say be open to having a mix of friends of all ages, because you learn so much from them. I would say that. You learn so much from an older crowd because they come from a different generation. Take whatever it is, learn from it. And then, because it's a new era, so things are not the same.
Yeah, pave your new roads.
Yeah. So school might not be the best option.
I mean, if it is, okay, cool. But make sure it's what you want to do, not what people expect of you.
Yeah. So I would just say, trust yourself. Get to know yourself, journal, meditate, whatever that looks like. I don't know. Listen to music, dance, get it out of your system. Do the thing that's going to lift you up and get you out of that slump. Prayer, meditation. I don't know. I don't care. Do it.
Forgiveness. Forgive people. It's not worth the energy of being angry.
Let go of the heaviness.
Taking up
let go. Yeah, that's what forgiveness is. You're forgiving yourself for holding on. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
it's not about the other person.
Yes.
Amen.
And for real. Amen.
Okay.
And that's our show.
Okay, we gotta go. We gotta go, you guys. And we'll see you next time. Okay, hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.
Yeah, see ya.